What's going on YouTube? SRT Dad here, and it's 113 degrees out here in Arizona today, and we're going to talk about what are the normal operating temperatures for your Hemi, specifically my 6.1 SRT8 Hemi. Let's go! Welcome back, YouTube. A lot of you guys have been asking me what kind of temperatures are normal for my modified 6.1. So if you're new to the channel, well, first of all, if you're new to the channel, you better hit that subscribe button. I drive a 2009 Dodge Charger SRT8. The SRT8s come with a 6.1 Hemi. So the noticeable difference about the 6.1 Hemis compared to the 6.4 or the 6.2s or the 5.7s is that we have an aluminum intake manifold. So what does that mean? So that pretty much means, hey, anything that's aluminum as an intake is gonna run hotter, especially in the summer. Modifications that are done in my car, we're talking long tube headers, Cook's long tube headers, SRT Max cam, and Borla exhaust, and I am running catless mid pipes. So right now it's 113 degrees outside and my car is currently reading 190 degrees. Okay, so pretty much I'll get some shots of the exhaust so you guys kind of hear what it sounds like again, and then we'll get some POV driving so I can show you guys kind of the temperatures to expect, because it does climb up way higher than 190. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out, okay? Oh my God, I thought I lost it. Alright, so I freaking almost lost my GoPro. It fell on the first takeoff I did. That's why the takeoff that you guys did see was short. I don't want to lose my GoPro. My car's really dirty right now, so it's kind of hard to stick my GoPro on just any surface. But I don't know if you guys can see on the camera or not. I'm running right now at 206 degrees, so it did climb up a little bit. So you see, it'll go down as I drive off. Do a couple little pulls here, see how it. Remember, it's 113 degrees outside. I don't want to push the car hard at all, really, because it's super hot. Like, you could feel it. Like, you said 208 now. So I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna pull over and leave the car idling just for a little bit, and you'll see how it's gonna begin to heat soak. Okay, so the reason for the heat soak, like I said, these 6.1 Hemis are kind of like, you know, it's kind of like having a supercharger. A supercharger, you know, it's not plastic, so it's gonna heat soak. So these 6.1 Hemis, yes, they do like to heat soak, especially in anything above 100 degrees. Like I said, right now it's 113 out here. I don't know what that's on the ground. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull over somewhere right now, and then just so you guys can see the temperatures just climb up right now, okay? All right. Just so you guys can see up close, here's what I'm running at right now. I have them running at about 203, which is normal if you have a regular thermostat. If I didn't mention already, I have a 180 degree thermostat on my car. So I would recommend you guys get these, especially if you drive a 6.1 Hemi. It will keep it cooler. See, it's going down as I'm driving off. It's going down. It's just when these 6.1s, when they idle, even when the fans are kicking on, you know what I mean, that aluminum intake just soaks heat really, really fast. And you'll feel it too, like, you know, you try to take off when you're, you know, running over 220, you know, even almost 230 degrees, you know, you'll feel that loss of power, and that's what sucks. So that's why I would highly recommend that if you drive a 6.1 Hemi, or even, you know, especially, you know, anything supercharged, whether it be a Hellcat 5.7 or 6.4, if you decided to go that route, that you get a 180 degree thermostat. Just gonna let it sit here. I'm gonna let it idle for a little bit. Blast AC full blast, and I'm just gonna let it sit here. And you guys are gonna see how it's gonna start soaking the heat up. Okay. Right here, just letting it sit. I have the camera zoomed out on my phone. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with the thermostat. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but the fans are blowing. They're working just fine. They're blowing hard. It's really hot in here. You can already feel the heat. It's insane. But the thermostat goes there. So when you get a 180 degree thermostat, it'll open up at 180 degrees and it'll try to keep the engine at that temperature. But when it's hot out here in AZ like this, it's not going to be able to keep up. It's not going to be able to keep it at 180 when idling, especially. Let's see what the temps are. So I'm at 208. It is windy out here. I'm sure that helps. Looks like it's staying at 208, at least out here in the fields. If I was in the city, I've seen it climb up to, you know, well over 220. There goes 210. So it'll get there eventually. But, you know, we don't drive these performance cars, just let them sit, right? But you'll see there, you know what I mean? There's the coolant levels there, okay? What is the normal operating temperature for an SRT engine, okay? So a normal operating temperature, and this is, you know, for a Hemi. What's the normal operating temperature for a Hemi? And if you look, it's gonna be anywhere from 200 to 230 degrees, especially with these SRT8s. You'll see, and I've read on multiple forums, that if you see your gauge anywhere from the halfway mark to the three quarters of the way mark, that it's normal. Obviously, we don't want it to get to 230 degrees, but this can be a normal thing, especially with these 6.1 Hemis, because these intake manifolds, these metal intake manifolds, they will heat soak. Now with the 5.7, 6.4s, I've read multiple forums too where they do get pretty hot as well. But yeah, that's look, I'm already at 217 right now. All right, so there's it's at 217 now. You kind of see where it's starting to heat up now. See that? It's getting hot. Now, a lot of you are gonna get confused because you're gonna say, oh, how do I pull up this menu? So let me just kind of show you where I get this menu from, okay? So this is your typical menu, right? A lot of you guys are gonna get confused with, let's see. Okay, here we go. So a lot of you guys will go through your menus and you'll see, oh, this must be my coolant temperature. It's at 221, which is false. This is not your coolant temperature. This is your oil temperature, okay? So do not get these two confused. Okay, you can see this is your typical menu that most Dodge Chargers will have. If you do have an SRT8, I don't know which years have them, but you have to simultaneously hold the music button and the compass for 10 seconds, and then you'll get the menu for the coolant temperatures. So let me go ahead and push them. I can't really hold my camera and do it at the same time, so I'll kind of just see if I could put the camera here and let's see. All right, so there it is. Holding these two buttons for about 10 seconds simultaneously. There's my coolant temperature. You can see it's starting to warm up now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drive off now. Just put my belt on real quick. I just put it in drive right now. You can see it's at 221 now. And you can see it looks like it's overheating, right? But this is normal. Especially when it's freaking 113 degrees outside and you're just sitting out here in the heat. So we'll go ahead and drive off now and you're gonna see it's gonna start cooling down now. Sorry about that rattle. It's this little piece of dash that came off. 219, you see it dropping now? $217, you can see it's just starting to cool off now. Now it's getting some actual air from the outside because, you know, those fans are blowing hard. Those the fans in the engine bay there, but it's just not enough to stop the heat soak. There, you see it's quickly climbing down now. That 180-degree thermostat starting to do its job. Went from 222 to 210 in like a minute just by driving off. Okay. Kind of staying at that 208 now. Alright, so we're about down to 204 now. So basically what I'm going to get to, so what are the normal operating temperatures when I'm just driving around, right? Not sitting there heat soaking. So usually I'm at anywhere from 195 to 203, 205, depending on, you know, if I'm pushing the car or whatnot. Right now it's 204, so it's still going down. And then at night I'm getting about anywhere, it'll be like at that 181 to 190 at night. And at night over here in Arizona, just a second here, nobody wants to go. At night in Arizona, we're looking like just over, you know, 100 degrees. Like high 80s, like if it's like early in the morning. But so I work nights. When I get out, you know, my car is about that 185, 181 mark. Sometimes even stays at 179 in the 80s. Once, you know, in the 90s it'll be When I mean 90s, I mean like 90 degrees outside. It'll be like, you know, 190, 195, and then anything over 100, it'll be from like that 195 to 205, depending on how I'm driving. If I'm just cruising around like 200. This is what with a 180 degree thermostat. Now, if you're running a stock thermostat, I can't really tell you what you'll get because my car is modified. But when I did have a stock engine and a stock thermostat, I was running around 215 like all the time, whether it was hot or cold outside. Now, obviously, when you get long tube headers and you know you cam out your engine, you're gonna run a lot hotter, so it's gonna produce a lot more heat. And if you're stroked out, like if you're 426 stroked out and you got a supercharger, now you're gonna get even hotter. So I can only imagine just throwing a supercharger on my car, probably run warmer. Right now it's 197. Okay, like I said, it's 113 degrees right now, and it's running at 187. All right, but that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions regarding, you know, what kind of temperatures you should be getting, let me know in the comment section. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed this content. I'm SRT Dad. I hope this video was very informative to you.